People who don't reply until days later, why?
It's usually because I read the message while I'm doing something that I can't reply in that moment, and then I literally just forget.
Yes, the infamous "I'll respond later," followed by a swift entrance into the abyss of forgetfulness.
I have a special corner in my mind called unhandled and forgotten.
Oh God, I forgot about that part of my mind.
What part of my mind? Ironically, it's because I often try to be thoughtful in my responses. Sometimes I will read a message and I won't have the will or time to give it the thought or depth that it requires. So I'll put it off to when I can really think about it. Oftentimes it slips my mind because my working memory is kind of trash.
Yeah, this resonated with me. I've often felt that I don't have presence to engage in this conversation right now.
Very much this. I have so many replies bouncing around in my head.
I will literally type out a whole message like 5 times because I have so much anxiety that I won't say the right thing. Or what if they take it the wrong way? Constant struggle for me to send a text.
I gave up on thoughtful responses. They always went like this, friend. So what's the plan for next week? Me 5 minutes later, I made a few plans, but wanted to run them by you. I'd like to plan one, but also know you're a fan of plan two. So I'm open to either. Either for lunch, there's this new place that's awesome. But if you're on one of your health kicks, then these are also good, healthier options. Okay. Let me know if anything above sounds good so I can get tickets and make RSVPs. Haven't seen you in forever, so I'm super excited to hang out again. Friend, the 2 days later.
It's a relatively new phenomenon that basically anyone in your life gets access to you at all times. It was only 20 years ago that if you left the house for the day, you were actually gone. You'd return messages when you came back hours or even days later. Basically, I prefer this sometimes.
I'm on this train. It's actually a recent devolution for me. I recently went to Egypt for 2 weeks. While I was there, I literally had no internet. Taking those 2 weeks really made me realize how much better I felt just reply when I could rather than instantly. I also realized this with some people I work with. They text me during non-working hours about work. I just reply during working times. So text me at 6 p.m. on a Friday, I'd reply at 9 a.m. Monday.
Friends text me during work. I'll text back after work. Work texts me when I'm not working. I'll text back when I'm on the clock.
The thought of work saying, hey, can you come in early today? And you texting back 4 hours later. Once you've clocked in saying, no, sorry, I'm already working, has me crying.
I was on my second honeymoon and my boss wouldn't quit texting me. I made the mistake of responding once when it was convenient, and it opened the floodgates that day. After multiple apologies from him, along with promises to let you get back to your vacation, well, he started in the next day. I didn't respond, so I didn't even open the text. So if he had the red receipts on messages, he wouldn't be able to tell I'd even seen them. He tried to call and I just let it ring. Phone was on silent. We got back to our hotel at like 9 p.m. and I see he sent me roughly 20 texts in addition to 3 missed calls. At this point, I do check them, and he's getting more and more upset that I haven't responded, so I simply send a text back, and I'm like, sorry, left the phone at the hotel. I guess you figured everything out, though, and he immediately texts back about how I need to keep my phone on me. And I was like, I'm on vacation. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. I got lectured about not being a team player, but when I said, well, if you want to pay me for being on call, I'm sure we can work something out, he suddenly changed his tune.
Some days, I don't feel like talking to people.
Definitely. Don't get me wrong. I love cell phones for a lot of reasons. You know, safety alone makes them pretty fantastic, like with getting lost or needing help if something goes wrong. At the same time, I'm tired of living in a world where I'm expected to be reachable at any time. And if I'm not, people can get upset or feel offended. I promise that's not my intent. I'll get back to you. But I also sometimes just want to be doing my thing without distractions or obligations. The world before cell phones had a different pace that I kind of miss. There wasn't this expectation of immediacy in communication, which nowadays creates anxiety. There's something to be said about how technology and our desire for instant gratification have amplified our anxiety as people. Sometimes it's nice to unplug,